Alright, what's up? So I'm going to be teaching you how to use Riptide today. There's going to be a quick guide. And a lot of people have been wondering what straight Riptide is, so I'll be explaining how to do it, what it is, and just everything in general about Riptide. Also, ignore the people in the back. So, okay. I'm currently on 6-3 Riptide Destruction, so the exclusive trait for Riptide. So, basically, what is straight Riptide? Everyone's been going crazy. Oh my god, straight Riptide's back, straight Riptide's back. So, for the people that don't know what straight Riptide is, it is basically a Riptide tech that was used before the rework of Riptide, before free release. So the Riptide was way slower back during Wave 3, so paid access. And you could do this tech where if you turned your character the correct way, the Riptide would change directions regardless of what curve you used. So you can make it go straight, you can make it go like straight and then right, straight and then left. So an example of that I can show you is, well, now it's back so I can easily show you, is this. So it just goes straight, right? So I'm going to explain how to do that. And I'm also going to explain the basics of Riptide. So a lot of people obviously are rolling for Riptide now because they added two new traits, Calculate and Destruction, the one I'm using right now. So I'm just going to explain Riptide quickly. And it's basically, it's fairly similar for all the heights. So it's the same principle. I already did cover this in a Riptide guide before, but I'm just going to redo it for the people that are new to the channel. So, okay. Now, basic thing, you press R twice or you press R and it gives this arrow on your screen, on your cursor, right? So whenever it looks left, wherever the arrow is facing, that's where the curve's gonna go. So you see how it's curving to the left right now? Because my arrow was on left, and then I go right, like that. So it's based on the arrow. Now the basics of just camera is that the higher you look, the more it'll curve. So the higher I look, you see how much that's curving? And the lower you look, the lesser it'll curve, but it'll go farther in terms of ground itself. So if I look straight up, it goes all the way there. But then if I look straight like this, it goes further. It's a very little amount of difference, but you can still see it. You can still see the difference. So the best way to use normal Riptide is just looking in this sort of angle, a little above where you can see your mic icon if you have one. And if you want a reference point, zoom out completely. And the best way I can tell you is look at the signboard on the goal. So no matter what resolution or anything you're using, it's easier to get a reference point. So when you use this angle, I'm not used to this right now because I usually play on athlete, but it's easier to aim and it's easier to pass in general. So yeah, but let's get to the main part, straight Riptide. So what the fuck is straight Riptide? Okay, I was confused too. So what you want to do is if you're curving to the left, you want to unshift lock, so by pressing control, and you want to make your character face the opposite direction of your arrow and just charge, full charge, and it'll just go straight. That happens because the Riptide used to be based off your character rather than your cursor, like it was before this update. So now that it's based off your character again, if you look the opposite way of your arrow, it kind of nullifies the directional like axis of it. And it just goes straight. So this was removed because this is an unintentional bug or like a tech, but they added it back because everyone was like really crazy over it. So I mean, yeah, the best way to really do this consistently is to, I'd say, put the ball on the, so let's say you put the ball, if you're doing a normal curve, so left curve and then right character. So if you're trying to do that, I'd say put the ball on your right, so wherever your character is going to face. When you put it on your right, you can kind of walk into it like this. So you have time to line yourself up. That's what I do. So I get the ball on the right, and then I line myself up like this. So I just hold D or A. So now let's say I'm going for the left side, right? So I go left side, I go here. I have time to line myself up. So the distance does take a while to get used to, like that. But that's the best way to, in my opinion, to get used to it. And I have muscle memory, so it's fairly easy for me. But I am weaker on my, like, it's harder for me to do it on the left side than it is the right side because I'm just more comfortable with the right side. So yeah, it's probably most optimal if you're just as comfortable on the left as you are on the right. Now I'm going to be talking about the best angle for straight Riptide on how to use it properly. I showed you the same angle, just a little higher. I've talked about the golden angle in a different video for passing where it gives you power and height like that without any sort of buff. So if I were to do this normally it goes too low. If I do this, it goes too high but not far enough. There's a golden angle, which is that, which just gives you power and height. Power and distance, right? So you want to use that angle with straight Riptide. So this is my normal straight Riptide, and it goes okay distance, but then when you look at the angle, it goes very, very far. So yeah, You can use straight Riptide, not all the time. I don't suggest using it all the time. I suggest you use it for direct long passes or shots. For short passes, you can use normal Riptide like this, and it won't... I feel like it'll just be more efficient in terms of passing. But yeah, so that's how you use straight Riptide. Now, with Destruction, I have one tip that you can use, is whenever you activate Destruction, try to aim, like, kind of fairly low rather than using the golden angle, because when you use the golden angle, it just does that, and it gives you a crazy amount of curves. So, the principle still applies to your Riptide with Destruction, so the higher you look, the more curves, but it applies on a way more larger scale. So what you want to do is you want to try to look around your eye level. So this is your eye level, right? So your camera's on your eye level here. So you want to try to aim around the eye level, and then you want to try shooting it if you're like short. But if you're a bit taller, since you have more power, I suggest looking a little bit above. So try to aim at the crossbar over here a little higher, so around this flag, and you should be able to score most of them. But honestly, for me, I just kind of go off intuition, and I end up scoring most of the time with normal Riptide. I don't know about Destruction. Destruction's kind of hard. But my curves and stuff, like most of my Riptide shots, are based off intuition. So it just takes practice, and the more you practice, the easier it is. That's all I can really tell you. I'm going to be spending all night just playing around with this weapon, or this new trait, so I can learn how to use it properly, because I'm probably going to be maining it. Because, well, it's really, really fun, and I can score with it, so yeah. And you can also use straight Riptide with Destruction if you didn't know. So you can do that. It's way, way faster. It goes across the entire field, like this. So this covers the entire field. It's crazy. And yeah, just briefly talking about Calculate. Calculate, all it really does is just gives your pass a effect, and whoever receives the pass gets a pretty okay speed buff. I did shit talk it in my last video, but it's not that bad. Like, it's really not that bad. I was underestimating the trait itself. So yeah, that's all. And if you guys have any questions, just let me know. If you like the video, make sure you subscribe. And it's always free to unsubscribe if you don't like the content. And go join my Discord if you have any questions. Always DM me, just ping me. It's whatever, right? I will see you in the next one. Hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.